It's Wednesday, May 20th.
It wouldn't have been our first choice. You can't perform the same kind of show with a turboprop trainer that you can with a jet.
The iconic Canadian Snowbirds are set to be grounded, and many people say the planes set to replace the fleet will not be the same.
We have 9 that are not in cemetery locations.
Members of the Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation are calling for more support as they search for 62 potential unmarked graves near a former residential school.
It's the most expensive World Cup for a long time, and yeah, fans are being priced out of being able to go to the game they love.
The World Cup is the biggest sporting event on the planet, and this year it's shaping up to also be the most expensive. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Wednesday.
Now the rain is all gone. We can actually play outdoors and do things like, because we have soccer tonight.
No, you're wrong. You're so wrong, Daryl.
Wrong?
Yeah, risk of a thunderstorm today.
The dingoes are supposed to play the hamsters today.
Risk of a thunderstorm. You're so wrong, Daryl.
I don't do the weather. Let's get right to your headlines. We begin with the top story that you saw just a moment ago. An entire generation will not get to experience what has long been a symbol of Canada in the summertime in this country, the Snowbirds. As CTV first reported earlier this month, you saw it on this program, Ottawa revealing on Tuesday that after more than half a century in service, the jets are being retired. Graham Richardson has more on what's replacing them and when.
This is now a farewell season for the Snowbirds in these iconic jets. The Teasers are finally being retired after more than 55 years in the air. Canada's aerobatic team will stay grounded until at least the early 2030s after this season ends.
This is a significant moment. And it is an emotional one because of the extraordinary connection that this team has built with Canadians over more than 5.5 decades.
The Defence Minister announcing Canada will replace the aging jets with these, the new Siskin 2 prop planes. And it's not clear when Canada will take delivery of them.
It will take some time for them to roll off the production line, but we're moving as quickly as we possibly can.
The government says it remains committed to Moose Jaw, where the Snowbirds are based, but it's not clear how long all of this will take.
I inherited a situation where the planes literally had come to the end of their lives. They were unique in many respects. They didn't have the parts and other things to safely fly, so the Snowbirds will continue.
One of the curious parts about this decision is the old planes themselves. Several years ago, the government invested $30 million to upgrade all the cockpits, and they're not finished yet. And the old planes are about to be retired. The Snowbirds alumni called this a profoundly disappointing decision. They point out the new planes are prop-driven, not jets, and no other G7 nation flies an aerobatic team like that.
It wouldn't have been our first choice. You can't perform the same kind of show with a turboprop trainer that you can with a jet.
The mayor of Moose Jaw says there are mixed emotions for his town today.
The Snowbirds are cherished to all of us. They are part of our fabric, especially for our community of Moose Jaw.
A summer of farewells for a Canadian icon of the skies. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Moose Jaw.
Well, news that the team will be remaining based out of 15 Wing is welcome news for the community. The Snowbirds are a significant tourism attraction. Thousands attend the Snowbirds home show each year.
You know, the Snowbirds are cherished to all of us. They are part of our fabric, especially for our community of Moose Jaw, you know, our city. But it's a positive to hear that they will continue for generations to come, you know, in new planes, and that is exciting.
This year's home air show is in July, the last with the current fleet. Moose Jaw MP Fraser Tolmie joins us at 6:40, Mayor Murdoch at 7:40 on CTV Regina and Yorkton. The University of Saskatchewan and City of Prince Albert have signed a memorandum of understanding, Jeremy Dodge, on what?
on, this MOU formalizes a structure, I guess you can call it, for the city to work with USask researchers to improve development, transportation, health and wellness, and recreation. The MOU follows a similar one with the city of Saskatoon, where different working groups focus on different issues the city is facing. The principal of the Prince Albert campus says this will open new opportunities for students.
I think what this allows us to do is expand our graduate programming. It also allows us to enhance the undergraduate student experience, because now they are able to go out and actually do research and work with a variety of different groups here with the city of Prince Albert.
The MOU will be reviewed every 4 years. A Saskatoon man who was a prominent voice against COVID-19 mandates and the vaccine has died. Mark Friesen was outspoken during the pandemic and headed up several rallies fighting the rules, saying they violated his rights. In 2021, Friesen was one of the Saskatoon patients transferred to an Ontario hospital for care during the pandemic. He received several tickets, and in 2023, he was found guilty of violating public health orders. He also ran as a candidate for the former People's Party of Canada and the Buffalo Party. Mark Friesen died last week. According to his wife, Friesen had been diagnosed with dementia and ALS in recent years. Well, a Saskatoon man who withheld his daughter for nearly 100 days to keep her from getting a COVID-19 vaccine has had his appeal dismissed.
Michael Gordon Jackson was looking to appeal his 2024 conviction, Jeremy, and sentence for violating a custody order in 2022. He argued his conviction was a miscarriage of justice and that his actions were for his daughter's protection. In the court's dismissal decision of the conviction and sentence appeal, Jackson was granted leave to appeal his sentence, meaning he could appeal the case to the Supreme Court. A memorandum of understanding between the Office of the Treaty Commissioner and Regina Public School Division has been signed to enhance treaty education. The agreement aims to include Indigenous concepts, history, culture, and inclusion of Indigenous narratives and perspectives in the classroom. For the next 5 years, the division says the MOU will help promote the understanding of treaties in classes.
Indigenous education, treaty education is core curriculum, but not only that, it's an important step on the journey to reconciliation. We are all treaty people. We all need to learn the responsibilities and the commitments that treaty education brings, and it's an historic agreement.
Regina Public School Division and the Office of the Treaty Commissioner will meet annually to review and discuss opportunities to improve. Concern is growing over the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but the World Health Organization says it is not a pandemic emergency.
Assess the risk of the epidemic as the high at the national and regional levels and low at the global level.
Now 139 suspected deaths and nearly 600 suspected cases, and the WHO says they expect those numbers to keep climbing. WHO officials say the spread remains high at national and regional levels in Congo and Uganda. The outbreak has been declared a public health emergency requiring international response. Officials say any vaccine approved for use would still take about 2 months to become available. International sculptors are in a small seaside town in Denmark for its 15th annual Sand Sculpture Festival.
It's beach sand, but it's normal sand from a sand pit. And there's a little bit of clay in it, which means it dry out and get hard, rock hard, and can stand the rain. But it's much different from beach sand. You cannot make a sand sculpture in beach sand.
More than 60,000 visitors expected to come check out these creations. This year's sand art is all inspired by the Middle Ages and includes knights, blacksmiths, princesses, and more durability for these creatures. It's key, of course, because they're now being made and they are expected to stand until October. And if you're wondering about the environmental impact of bringing sand in every year, don't worry. They reuse the same batch every year. I made sandcastles as a kid, but they were not that elaborate.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I wish I had that talent, though.
I need some lessons, and they might cost a little bit of money, and we got a way to get you some.
All right, wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is payday. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter payday with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union, an affinity for you. All right, let's turn our attention outside in Regina this morning. A bright and sunny start to the day. We're seeing a temperature of 6 degrees to wake us up, so already warmer than where we were at this time yesterday. Southeast winds coming in at 22 kilometers per hour. Just a few clouds up in the sky right now in Saskatoon. Seeing just a little bit of fog, 4 degrees, and winds coming in at 13 kilometers per hour. Radar and satellite showing that we did see some precipitation, of course, late yesterday and into those overnight hours. Prince Albert, Saskatoon, areas down through Assiniboia and Estevan also seeing some of that precipitation as well. If you're wondering what your day looks like today, well, to start, we're not seeing a whole lot of precipitation. This is current right now, so seeing more of that precipitation to the western border. Into the afternoon hours, though, we see the risk of a thunderstorm increasing. Now, it's not a large risk. You just see some very small spots right around Swift Current and just west of Regina around 2:30 p.m. With that orange and those yellow colors indicating that risk there. The chance does start to travel up to Saskatoon as well, so it's not for sure. It's more likely that we are going to be seeing that light drizzle, but we do have to let you know that the risk of that thunderstorm does exist this afternoon. We also are seeing by Thursday about 6:30 p.m. again a very broken up system bringing some very light showers to areas across the province. Total rainfall by the end of the day today, we're expecting about 3 millimeters of rain for Saskatoon, about 4 millimeters for Swift Current, and about 3 millimeters for Moose Jaw, about 1 millimeter expected down through Estevan. Today's forecast, with that risk of a thunderstorm for many places there, we're seeing nicer temperatures than what we saw yesterday. Prince Albert even expecting to crack into those 20-degree temps, 21 degrees to be exact on tap, 19 degrees for Saskatoon, 17 for Regina, 17 for Moose Jaw, 13 degrees with that drizzle for Swift Current, 19 for Weyburn and Estevan as well. We are going to be seeing some really hot temperatures by the end of our 7-day forecast, so we just got to get through these next few days of some rain. Weekend warms up to about 21 degrees for Regina, but by the end of the 7-day forecast, we are seeing a temperature of 31 degrees on tap by Tuesday in Saskatoon. Again, seeing some drizzle today, 20 degrees though tomorrow, 20 degrees by Friday. And again, by the end of the 7-day forecast, expecting those temperatures to get up to 31 degrees.
It is of interest to people.
Researchers at the University of Saskatchewan Vaccine and Infectious Disease Organization, or VIDO, are studying hantavirus seen in Canada called sin nombre virus, which spreads primarily through contact with infected rodent droppings or contaminated dust. And while it's rare, it carries a fatality rate of up to 40%. Researchers are launching one of only a few deer mouse colonies in North America dedicated to studying the virus.
That can give us an insight maybe into the immune response and what's going on during that infection that leads to disease, and give us potential targets for therapies and treatments.
That work is helping scientists answer a key question: how hantavirus can live inside deer mice without making them sick.
We want to find and study what the virus looks like in Canada, so we can get an idea of what that risk looks like to people in Saskatchewan and on the prairies. So there's a prairie element to it.
Hantavirus has been in the spotlight recently because of 3 deaths on a Dutch cruise ship. That was Andy's hantavirus, which is different than the one we see here and can be transmitted from human to human. Warner has been assisting the global effort to look into the deaths.
We're hoping that any of the insights that we gain from our cell culture and our animal studies will will lead to therapeutic targets that will be applicable for both viruses.
The work at Vito also supports broader efforts to prepare for future emerging infectious diseases. Researchers say the goal is to better understand how viruses move between animals and humans and ultimately stop outbreaks before they start. The research has global implications, but also highlights the growing role our province plays in infectious disease research. Carla Shinkrook, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Well, do you have a job where you sit a lot? Maybe it's time to get up and move. Everyone.
I think we would hurt ourselves doing that.
For sure we would.
With our office chairs.
Not safe. Not safe.
Someone
Those
in
chairs?
HR is
No
watching
way.
this video going, oh my gosh,
We got a full
no.
upstairs we could do this in, though. Jeremy's a lot more cramped quarters. He'd be running into Chantel.
Yeah, it's true.
The chair would fly into Jeff Rogstad somewhere.
Yeah, Laura Woodward would have bruises on her knees. It's not good.
Right?
We wouldn't. No.
Janelle and I do have our bikes sitting in your office right now.
That's true.
Like, we could just go do a few laps.
That's true.
around.
They made it here. They just didn't make it back.
Well, it was super windy that day.
It was so impressed. But it ended there?
Yeah, it ended there.
So far.
I tried and I said, Janelle, should we bike home? And Janelle said, no.
To be fair, you were both wearing dresses yesterday.
Yesterday we were both wearing
was-
dresses. I can't bike home in my skirt today, so my bike lives in your office now.
There we go. I have acquired 2 bikes. If anybody's interested in a bike, I am selling. We wanted to know from you for our question of the day today, just how do you like to stay fit? Is it office fitness like that? Are you riding bikes? What are you doing?
Yeah, Janelle and producer Nathan and I, the three of us, like to go to the gym together. We are trying to get Daryl to come with us, but Daryl's kind of a Peloton snob.
I'm deep in my Peloton cult.
Yeah, so he just goes home and he Pelotons without us.
It's cost a lot of money, so I'm going to use it. Okay. Jeremy, what about you?
Fair. Well, this question's a little off because it's like to stay fit. Not many of those activities I would say I like, but I do try to go for a daily walk. That's about as far. I lift weights occasionally, not as much as I should.
I can tell.
I was going to say, yeah, we could tell, Jeremy, yeah.
Chiseled out of marble, Jeremy Dodge.
Okay.
How do you like to stay fit?
Okay.
That's our question of the day. You scan that QR code, share those answers. Health news on the other side.
In Toronto, where gas prices are well over $1.90, many motorists we spoke with said they worry they'll go even higher.
Absolutely ridiculous. I wish I had more to say, but it's just honestly, it's too much. It's crazy.
In my own vehicle, I noticed that I don't drive as much.
And the latest headline inflation number, driven largely by the soaring cost of energy. Last month, up 19% compared to a year ago. Gasoline up 28% because of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz and the switch over to a more expensive summer blend of gas.
The bottom line is, we've got oil prices that are nearly double where they were at the beginning of the year.
Groceries were also more expensive, though food inflation, which was 4% in March, eased to 3.5% in April, with Statistics Canada noting the pace of price hikes eased for grocery items such as fresh vegetables, chicken, coffee, and tea. Still, many continue to struggle at the checkout counter.
I'm always scouring like the discount apps or, the discount aisle kind of thing and, trying to save $1 where I can.
Rents were also up, but at a slower pace, rising 3.6% year over year. And some items were on the decline, including travel tours. Experts think the higher fuel costs just haven't filtered into the price of many items. But some also believe higher energy costs may actually be pushing down prices elsewhere as consumers spend less.
Because of those higher fuel costs, people have less money to spend on other things. So prices are easing in other areas.
Meanwhile, economists say with inflation outside of gas and food prices relatively tame, it'll take pressure off of the Bank of Canada to raise interest rates. John Benavalley Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Your school day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we're still at 6 degrees, so a fairly nice warm morning. 4 degrees through Saskatoon, though. By lunchtime, warming up to 17 degrees for Regina and 18 degrees for Saskatoon. And by final bell, both cities have about a 30% risk of seeing some thunder showers, so be prepared for that. 16 degrees by final bell for Regina and 19 degrees by final bell for Saskatoon. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices. In Regina, the average price $182.9. You might be able to find it for as low as $165.9. In Saskatoon, the average price $182.9, and you might be able to find it for as low as $176.9. In the farm markets today, we find the street price of canola at $715.75 per ton. The futures price $757.70 per ton. Amber durum wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat $293.45 per ton. The Canadian dollar continues to trend down. It's now at 72.69 cents US. In 10 minutes, Snowbirds grounded will get reaction from Moose Jaw's MP. Stay with us.
Morning at 6:29. Let's get right to your headlines. As the Snowbirds prepare for their farewell season, the Saskatchewan city closest to their home base is bracing for a potential major blow once the Jets are grounded. Here's CTV's Allison Bamford.
The legendary Snowbird jet, an emblem of Canadian pride and an iconic symbol that puts Moose Jaw on the map.
We're road tripping back from Kingston. Me and my girlfriend just graduated, and we're stopping by all the big things.
Sam O'Brien first saw the aerobatic team perform in BC when he was just a kid.
Bit of a big thing, you know, they cause a stir. Got to see the Snowbirds when they're in town, even in BC.
Those are the types of experiences many say they will miss while the squadron is grounded after this season. It's a hard pill to swallow for the city's tourism sector.
Financially, it's not good and it will hurt.
This restaurant owner says sales increase fivefold when the Snowbirds perform during Moose Jaw's air show, one of the biggest summer attractions.
People come from all over Canada, even the northern parts of the U.S. to watch these.
You can find signs of the iconic Tudor jets across the city of Moose Jaw, including here at the Western Development Museum, where tens of thousands of people visit every year.
Tourism in Moose Jaw is all about experiences, and we're storytellers, and it's about our culture and our heritage, and the Snowbirds are all entwined into that.
Tourism Moose Jaw says it understands the need to replace the aging fleet. For now, they're looking forward to the tourists this summer's air show will bring.
I think it's going to be huge.
Now that they know it will be the Tudor Jets' last. Allison Bamford, CTV News, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
A 36-year-old man was arrested after a surprise visitor was found in his home on Main Street in Saskatoon. Police were called at about 1:30 Sunday morning, where the occupants reported a man they did not know who was not wearing any clothing in their suite. The man, who appeared to be intoxicated, was taken into custody and released into medical care. SPS says he will be charged at a later date with willfully committing an indecent act and unlawfully entering a dwelling. The federal government is supporting black entrepreneurs with more than $2.3 million. The Minister of Women and Gender Equity was in Saskatoon yesterday to announce money for two Saskatchewan-based organizations. The Black Professionals and Entrepreneurs of Saskatchewan, Inc. will expand their access to training opportunities and advanced digital skills. The organization will get $1.4 million. The Coalition of Black Small and Medium Enterprises will be providing training, mentorship, and networking opportunities to scale up their businesses. The coalition is getting $925,000 in federal money. The city of Prince Albert has released a report on drinking water quality in 2025. The report, completed on April 24th, confirms the city's water quality meets or exceeds requirements. The 2025 Drinking Water Quality and Compliance Report is required by the Water Security Agency and Ministry of Environment once per year. The full results of the report can be found on the city's website. For nearly a decade, the White Pony Lodge has made an impact in Regina's north central neighborhood, cleaning up hazardous items like used needles while helping community members in need. Jacob Carr reports.
All right, thanks. All right.
White Pony Lodge volunteers have been gearing up and heading out into Regina's North Central community for nearly a decade.
White Pony Lodge was started by a group of passionate Indigenous women as a response to violence in the neighborhood. It was a way to take back the neighborhood and a way to show the good in the community.
Those who volunteer their time to clean up the community and make it safer for residents come from all walks of life.
As a kindergarten teacher, every single day I preach kindness and showing each other love, and just bringing that in my own life every single day as well. It always honestly feels great. It's a way to give back. Sometimes it feels a little helpless when you see everybody in need. It's just an awesome way to do something, a good start.
If you ask the volunteers what keeps them coming back to help, it's the small differences they are making in people's lives.
Just seeing the people that smile at us or honk at us, or just the kids that run up to us all the time, even if we're just giving them a sticker or a sandwich.
The smiles, the thank yous, the community response. You may think it's a small act, but for everybody else, it's something big in their lives.
During their weekly patrols, they hand out food and items that community members might need, as well as picking up dangerous items. Clark says since the lodge has been operating, they have picked up a total of 26,000 syringes. Almost 10 years now of a true team effort to make North Central Regina a friendly, clean, and safe place to live. Volunteers, board members, and the community will celebrate the White Pony Lodge becoming a decade old on June 14th. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation is calling for more funding in the search for human remains near a residential school.
53 of the 62 potential unmarked graves are within cemeteries, but we have 9 that are not in cemetery locations.
Members of Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation and the University of Alberta have been searching for years near the former site of St. Francis Xavier Residential School. 62 potential unmarked graves have been found about 3.5 hours northwest of Edmonton. But the technology used isn't enough to confirm the graves exist. The First Nation says without continued funding from Ottawa, the search for the missing children may never be completed. Since 2019, the Federal Residential Schools Missing Children Community Support Fund has allocated more than $323 million to support community-led initiatives. Russian President Vladimir Putin is looking to strengthen ties with China during a visit to Beijing this morning. Chinese President Xi Jinping welcomed President Putin with a ceremony at the Great Hall of the People. That's the same site he met the U.S. president just days ago. President Trump left China without many agreements in writing. This morning, China and Russia signed more than 20 deals on trade and tech. The two countries are also renewing a plan to build a new natural gas pipeline linking the two nations. A 17-year-old driver intentionally drove a Tesla Cybertruck into a lake in Texas. Police say it was a botched attempt to test out the electric vehicle's wade mode off-road feature, which is strictly meant for shallow creeks or rivers, not deep lakes. The driver was arrested and charged. The World Cup is just days away, and the huge event comes with a big price tag for you.
And yeah, fans are being priced out of being able to go to the game they love.
The average ticket price for this year's tournament is insane in some host cities, including Toronto, sitting well over $1,000. According to a new study, New York City is the highest at around $1,700 a seat. Guadalajara, Mexico at about $1,500. Toronto rounding out the top 5 with just over $1,300. Vancouver is the most affordable when it comes to tickets, but then you got to stay in the city and accommodations are the most expensive. Tickets are still available in Toronto and Vancouver, including some for Canada's opening match on June 12th in Toronto. Some sad news to pass along this morning. Former Saskatchewan Rough Rider and 1966 Grey Cup champion Dale West has died. Born in Cavery, raised in Saskatoon, West played for the Riders from 1962 to 68. In 63, he recorded 10 interceptions, and in 1966 won a Grey Cup, the team's first, as you know. After football, he was a teacher in Regina and served on the Regina Public School Board. And most importantly, overall, he was just a really great guy. Dale West was 84 years young. A wild weather weekend across much of Saskatchewan, with some areas seeing some snowfall, as you know. Areas in as far as the Kenosee Lake and Fort Capel area even saw some accumulation over the weekend. Here's a shot from Fort Capel on Saturday. The snow and rainfall followed that major windstorm last week, which blew around dust in parts of Saskatchewan that drifted up under this cedar parked near fertile Saskatchewan, not far from the Manitoba border in the southeast. And through it all, still plenty of birds out and about this weekend, including this Baltimore Oriole hunkering down in a bird feeder on Carry the Kettle, Nakota Nation. The question for you, Kayleen, is it going to stick around?
We are seeing by the end of the 7-day forecast temperatures in the 30s. So we have the heat on the way. Today, though, we're talking about some risk of some thunderstorms rolling through the province and some light drizzle. Temperatures are pretty nice, though. Hot and cold spots in the province right now. We're seeing Buffalo Narrows as our hot spot at 9.2 degrees. The Saskatchewan cold spot is South End at -1.0. Canadian hot spot is in Quebec, 23 degrees, and the Canadian cold spot is in Nunavut. That was -13.4 this hour. So we know the hot and cold spots. Let's take a look at everywhere in between. 2 degrees in Stony Rapids, 3 degrees right now to wake you up in La Ronge, 6 degrees in Prince Albert, 4 degrees in Melfort, and 5 degrees in Hudson Bay and Spiritwood. Down in the south, more of that warmth, 7 degrees in Kindersley, Wynyard, Weyburn, and Estevan, 4 degrees still to wake you up in Saskatoon, and 6 degrees right now if you're heading out the door in Regina. Later on in the afternoon hours, again, we talked about the chance of seeing some drizzle today in the province. Also a risk of a thunderstorm. Again, it's not a high risk. It's about 30% right now, but we still got to let you know about it. 17 degrees for Moose Jaw with that risk. 17 degrees for Regina as well. 19 degrees in Saskatoon this afternoon. 18 degrees for Weyburn and 19 degrees for Estevan. Now, the total rainfall by the end of the day isn't going to be a large accumulation. About 3 millimeters on the way for Saskatoon. 4 millimeters expected for Swift Current, and about 3 millimeters for Moose Jaw. Regina, not even expected to get a full millimeter of that drizzle. As of right now, things can change very rapidly here. We'll keep you updated. 1 millimeter expected for Estevan. Today's wind gusts going to be a little bit stronger than what we saw yesterday, but still not as bad as that windstorm last week. Those areas lighting up in yellow and potentially some tiny little spots of red there on your screen. We're expecting some places reaching about 40 kilometers per hour with those gusts right around Yorkton. But other than that, not so bad with the winds today. Let's turn our attention to this 7-day forecast. 16 degrees tomorrow in Regina, again seeing a small risk of a thunderstorm carry over to tomorrow. 18 degrees on Friday. The risk of a thunderstorm goes down, but still expecting to see a light drizzle. 21 degrees by Saturday, and that's when the temperatures really start to warm up. 26 by Sunday, 24 on Monday, and 31 degrees on tap for Tuesday. In Saskatoon, not expecting as much of that risk of a thunderstorm tomorrow. Could see some light drizzle, though. 20 degrees by Friday, 23 on Saturday. And again, if you look all the way to the end of the 7-day forecast, Tuesday is the day we're expecting that heat.
It wouldn't have been our first choice. You can't perform the same kind of show with a turboprop trainer that you can with a jet.
The iconic Canadian Snowbirds are set to be grounded, and many people say the planes set to replace the fleet will not be the same. Federal government announced yesterday that it will be replacing the aging jets with a new prop plane in an effort that isn't expected to be complete until the early 2030s. The MP driving the charge for the Conservatives to fix this whole situation is Fraser Tolmie, the Moose Jaw MP. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You were out there yesterday at the announcement. You've been in the midst of this for a few days now. What has reaction been like to your office over the last 24 hours?
Yeah, it's been very, very disappointing. I think yesterday was a very, very sad day. You know, I was very embarrassed for our country yesterday in a way after watching the press conference, how the Prime Minister had the team paraded out onto the hangar floor and basically announcing that they're not going to have a job next year. And it was very, very disappointing. It was very un-Canadian-like to do that to the team and use them as a backdrop. So I was very, very disappointed with how it was handled, very disappointed with the announcement itself, and disappointed with the Prime Minister's reaction of just kind of sloughing it off and putting it on to the previous Prime Minister.
Have to be somewhat pleased, though, that it is going to remain in Moose Jaw when the new iteration comes back.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, the problem is the interrupted period where we're going to lose that operational capability, that corporate knowledge that's handed down. And you know, like I said, looking at those people yesterday as the backdrop, you know, they're professionals, and they're people, and they have skill sets, and they need to pass those down to the next pilots that come in the squadron, and we're going to lose that capability.
These are your constituents. They're also your friends. You're the mayor of Moose Jaw for a long time, so I know you're very well connected out in that area.
Yeah.
The impact on tourism in that area.
You know, one of the things I used to do as mayor is I used to sign off and have the Snowbirds fly when they would come home from mayor shows to below 500 feet down Main Street, and people would absolutely love it. And the citizens of Moose Jaw loved it. And you know, we've got a very, very close connection with the Snowbirds within our community. Obviously, it's over 50 years of that connection. And you know, I know I'm in Regina, but we've got the Warriors hockey team with the iconic Tudor on the jersey, and you know, that means a lot to our city and to our province, but to our nation. These people touch Canadians all over, you know, all over the world. They inspire them. They do it in Canada. They do it down in the United States, and it's just a real shame. It's a sad day. There should have been better planning. We should have had a contingency plan so that there would be uninterrupted service.
I'm sure you're not going to give up on this fight. Is there any more that could be done?
Well, I think the Prime Minister needs to change his mind. I think there's an opportunity that we could go to a 7-ship formation. You know, it's going to be a little bit different from the 9-ship formation that we'd see. Keep the Snowbirds flying for a few more years. They've spent $30 million upgrading these jets to keep them in the air till beyond 2030. So use that money. You've already spent that money. We waste our money on so many other things, but you know, this is an important recruitment tool for our Canadian forces.
Well, that's an important piece.
Absolutely. They're 0.02% of the defense budget, and the return that they get for recruiting and inspiring young Canadians. And I've said this, Daryl, how did we get the second female snowbird pilot? Because she saw the first female snowbird pilot. Canadians want to be inspired by Canadians. And now for the next 10 years plus, we're going to be watching air shows where it's going to be the Blue Angels and the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds flying over our skies without any Canadian presence. And that's unacceptable. Canadians can do better. We need to be doing better.
We're all out of time. Thank you so much for your insight, Mr. Tolmie.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Matt Scooby inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. For it, we go to Switzerland. World Hockey Championship. Slovakia had taken on Slovenia. The Slovaks with an odd man rush. Martin Kromiak going to be absolutely robbed by Lucas Korak. Slides across and just gets a piece with his toe. Yeah, right off the end of it. Then goes off the post. What a save it was. That is your must-see moment from Tuesday. And tonight on TSN, NBA playoffs. Game 2 between the Spurs and the Thunder. Tip-off set for 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
It's May 20th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Roger. We hope this birthday is a great one for you. This shout out coming from Charity, Kian, and all your friends. Also celebrating is Maria for her 73rd birthday. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your special day with love from your family. And happy birthday to Crocodile Bill. Love the nickname. We hope you have an awesome day celebrating with love from your family and friends. And we got this photo to say happy birthday to their mom, but we didn't get their name. Happy birthday to you, though, with lots of of love from Michael, Kim, Kingsley, and Beckett. Also celebrating today is Lynn. Happy birthday and have a fabulous day. This shout out coming with love from your mom and Mervyn. And we also have some anniversaries to celebrate today. Happy anniversary to Becky and Dustin. They're marking 20 years today. Congratulations. Love coming to you both from Adele, Lincoln, and Mom. And celebrating 11 years is Shandale and Desmond. Happy anniversary to you both and congratulations. Enjoy your day celebrating together.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
I don't know how you get a nickname like Crocodile Bill. Do you have a wild nickname? Does anybody call you anything crazy?
No, I get Sparky from like my one uncle. Some of them call me Butter, my aunts, because I used to eat like squares of butter as a child. Oh. But not as fun as a crocodile thing. No, definitely not.
Okay. What's going on the radio today?
I'm asking people to send in squares of butter today. No, we're talking about things that are supposedly for pets that you would love to have as a human. Maybe that is, multiple beds on every floor of the house. The no job, no expenses thing has to be top of the list too. Or I took my dog in to get his nails trimmed this weekend because he's an absolute baby. He has to have some calming medication beforehand. And I just think that anytime that you need medication, having it hidden in a treat like some cheese or like a sundae or a burger, that would be kind of the best. That's, I think, what I would pick. You can text over 54321. Also, name that sound coming up next hour. We got $1,600 to play for.
Ready for Olivia Rodrigo's next song. The pop star announced her new single, The Cure, coming out this Friday, saying it's her favorite song on her upcoming album. Her new album is set for release on June 12th. The Jonas Brothers are now podcasters. Their new weekly show, Hey Jonas, premieres today. It'll feature a fan hotline for listeners to dial in and ask questions.
My power is absolute.
The Boys is coming to an end today. The Amazon Prime show about superheroes behaving badly lasted 5 seasons. Erin Moriarty, who plays Starlight, spoke to ABC Audio about the finale.
I think the writers have done a brilliant job executing it, and I think it'll translate to the fans feeling really satisfied by it.
And happy birthday to Cher. The legendary singer and Academy Award-winning actress turns 80 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Rena Roy, ABC News.
Well, we kick things off in Sidebar with a cool tribute to the band The Killers. This had the potential to be really bad, but it's actually really good. This is a group known as the Beat Street Drummers from New Zealand, proving that when you're this talented, all you need is a bucket and some drumsticks.
That's really cool. I like that. The Killers are on my bucket list. I would love to see them.
Little Mr. Brightside.
Yeah.
In a stadium full of people.
Have they ever come through here?
I don't think
not
so.
Seen. I think you got to go to their hometown of Las Vegas to see much more.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what do you got for us?
Okay, let's talk about houses. And when it comes to houses, the bigger, the better, right?
Makes sense.
Not for this guy.
I built the world's smallest tiny house by square footage, 19.46 square feet, totally off-grid. You can see the solar panels up there, and it's on a trailer.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy's name is Levi Kelly. Built the world's tiniest house that you can take anywhere you want. 19.46 square feet. It's got everything you need. You have a couch, a kitchen. That's a bed up there.
I think I'd fall off that bed.
If you're wondering, the bathroom is outside, so
yeah,
not everything.
Nearly a porta potty. We're back right after this. It's Wednesday, May 20th.
It wouldn't have been our first choice. You can't perform the same kind of show with a turboprop trainer that you can with a jet.
The iconic Canadian Snowbirds set to be grounded. Why many people say the jet set to replace the fleet will not be the same.
Financially, it's not good, and it will hurt people coming from all over Canada, even the northern parts of the U.S. to watch these.
Moose Jaw's tourism sector bracing for a major blow once those jets are grounded. China sending the message that it is willing to deal. So far this year, it's hosted leaders from Canada, the U.S., and now Russia. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
I'm Kayleen, and I'm going to lose my mind laughing.
I don't know where I put the headlines. It wasn't supposed to say headline 1, headline 2. I don't know where exactly I put them.
Okay, well, really good start to the 7 o'clock hour. We are trucking along here, folks.
Real good day. Real good day. Let's get right to headlines and less of that. The Canadian Snowbirds set to be grounded when many people say the plane set to replace the fleet will not be the same.
You can't perform the same kind of show with a turboprop trainer that you can with a jet.
The federal government has announced yesterday that it will be replacing the aging jets with a new prop plane in an effort that isn't expected to be complete until the early 2030s. The Snowbirds alumni are calling the move disappointing, pointing out the new planes are propeller planes, not full jets. They say no other G7 nation flies aerobatic teams without full jets. There's also concern in Moose Jaw, which is the Snowbirds' home base.
Financially, it's not good, and it will hurt people coming from all over Canada, even the northern parts of the U.S. to watch these.
Moose Jaw's tourism sector is bracing for a major blow once the jets are grounded. Restaurant owners say sales increased significantly when the squadron performs during Moose Jaw's air show. The tourism sector is now looking forward to this summer's air show. They anticipate the turnout to be huge now that people know it will be the last for the Tudor jet. MP for Moose Jaw Lanigan Lake Centre, Fraser Tolmie, was on the show just moments ago. Here's what he had to say following the announcement.
Canadians want to be inspired by Canadians. And now, for the next 10 years plus, we're going to be watching air shows where it's going to be the Blue Angels and the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds flying over our skies without any Canadian presence. And that's unacceptable. Canadians can do better. We need to be doing better.
If you missed that conversation with Fraser Tolmie, you can check it out on our websites right now. The Snowbirds will continue to be based in Moose Jaw once their new aircraft takes to the skies, but the pause is still a considerable gap for something so ingrained in the fabric of Moose Jaw. Donovan Mace with more reaction from Moose Jaw.
Seen by Canadians coast to coast and airshow enthusiasts worldwide, the iconic colors of the Canadian Forces Snowbirds are close to Darren McCormick, whose father helped paint them.
They're a huge symbol of Canadian military, the expertise of the pilots.
He and his wife are driving across Canada, stopping in Moose Jaw to walk their dogs, only to find out the planes his father once painted will be grounded.
It's disappointing. This is something that I think does put out a lot of pride for Canadians of all ages.
You see a great big heart in the sky, it just makes you smile.
The air demonstration team has close ties to the city, based in 15-wing Moose Jaw since their formation in 1971. Local air shows they perform in bring thousands of visitors each year.
That's an economic boost for our community. We're very fortunate to have them, and you know, it's just an amazing thing to have.
A symbol of the country, the province, and the community to the world.
We owe so much to this team. So much. And they've represented our country so well.
The Snowbirds are cherished to all of us. They are part of our fabric, especially for our community.
While the grounding is only temporary, McCormick can't wait to see those colors in the air once again.
The markings, the flag, the maple leaf, all of that is Canadian, like the colors, the heightened Canada's image around the world.
The Snowbirds will have their 55th anniversary hometown air show in July. It'll mark the team's last local show before the switch, meaning it could be one of its biggest yet. Donovan May, CTV News, Moose Jaw.
The University of Saskatchewan and City of Prince Albert signing a memorandum of understanding. Jeremy?
Yeah, Daryl, it's an MOU that formalizes a structure for the city to work with USask researchers to improve development, transportation, health and wellness, and recreation. And the MOU follows a similar one with the city of Saskatoon, where different working groups focus on different issues the city is facing. Now, the principal of the Prince Albert campus says this will open new opportunities for students.
I think what this allows us to do is expand our graduate programming. It also allows us to enhance the undergraduate student experience because now they are able to go out and actually do research and work with a variety of different groups here with the city of Prince Albert.
The MOU will be reviewed every 4 years. A man from Prince Albert has been charged with child exploitation offenses. The Saskatchewan Internet Child Exploitation Unit searched a home in Prince Albert on April 2nd, taking and investigating electronic devices. 24-year-old Lucien King facing 2 counts of possessing child sexual abuse and exploitation material. He was in court last week, released on conditions. He is due back in court June 11th. Well, a Saskatchewan man, Daryl, who withheld his daughter to keep her from getting a COVID vaccine, has had his appeal dismissed.
That's right. His name is Michael Gordon Jackson. He was looking to appeal the 2024 conviction and sentence for violating a custody order in 2022. He argued the conviction was a miscarriage of justice and that his actions were for his daughter's protection. In the court's dismissal decision of the conviction and sentence appeal, Jackson was granted leave to appeal his sentence, meaning he could take this all the way to the Supreme Court. BC's Premier David Eby says his plans to deliver a blunt message to the Prime Minister when they meet today.
We cannot have bad behavior decide who gets engaged with by the federal government. We need to hold this country together. We need to fight for this country every single chance we get. We need to stand up for Canada, and we need to make sure we're supporting every province and territory with equal respect.
Eby voiced his frustrations, accusing Ottawa of favouring separatist premiers. Prime Minister Mark Carney and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith moved a proposed pipeline project forward last week. They announced a new carbon pricing plan, a new potential pipeline route to southern BC. David Eby says there are major projects in BC that are pro-Canadian and ready to go. Prime Minister Mark Carney is in Quebec to break ground on a new graphite mine.
It will make us stronger. It will make our international partners more resilient. And above all that, it will build a supply chain.
Prime Minister Mark Carney says this will be the biggest graphite mine in the G7. It's expected to add 1,000 jobs to the local economy, with output reaching as much as 100,000 tons a year. Graphite is used to make products like electric vehicle batteries, semiconductors, and pencils. Concern is growing over the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but the World Health Organization says it is not a pandemic emergency.
WHO assesses the risk of the epidemic as the high at the national and regional levels and low at the global level.
There are now 139 suspected deaths and nearly 600 suspected cases, and the WHO says they expect those numbers to keep climbing. WHO officials say the spread remains high at national and regional levels in Congo and Uganda. The outbreak has been declared a public health emergency requiring international response. Officials say any vaccine approved will still take about 2 months to become available. Have you ever heard of the World Skills Competition? It's considered to be the Olympics for tradespeople. This year, 21-year-old Michaela will be the first woman to ever represent the U.S. in welding. Ahead of the big competition, she'll be taking part in tune-ups from Canada to Australia. This year's World Skills Competition is happening in China. An incredible weekend for sports fans coming up in Montreal.
Always embrace Formula One. Like, the city comes completely alive during F1, which is absolutely wonderful. This year, lucky enough, we also have the halves that are going on at the same time, which is going to make for an absolutely effervescent weekend. It's going to be completely wild.
It's almost Grand Prix weekend in Montreal. It comes early this year, which is an extra challenge for organizers because they have to start building up a track in a wintry climate. 350,000 fans came out last year. More are expected this year. For the first time ever, they are also combining the race weekend with the music festival experience. Simple Plan is playing Friday night. Bryan Adams will play on Saturday, and Alessia Cara and the Beaches on Sunday. All this is happening while the Habs take on the Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals. So they love it from an economic standpoint, but the local waffles? I don't know. The Saskatchewan Roughriders have signed a former Oregon Ducks star.
At the 20. Herbert will throw for the end zone. Open. Touchdown.
Johnny Johnson III signed with the Riders yesterday. He played 3 seasons with the NFL's Houston Texans as an undrafted free agent. Johnson played for Oregon from 2017 to 21, catching 139 touchdown passes, 10th most in program history, and had 15 touchdowns in 57 games. Now, the signing cost American defensive back Garnet Hollis Jr. his job. He was cut yesterday. Let's get over to the Weather Center, get your code word of the day.
All right, Daryl, wake up and win with CTV, your morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is payday. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter payday with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for You. All right, let's turn our attention back outside. It's a bright and sunny start to the day in Regina. We're at 7 degrees now, so just a little bit up from the 6 o'clock hour. Winds have been coming in rather consistently this morning. They're still around 24 kilometers per hour. Cloud cover has been increasing slightly so far this morning, but it's still rather sunny out there. 7 degrees to start your day in Saskatoon. We were seeing a little bit more of that fog earlier on. Now we're seeing just a little bit of cloud cover, winds coming in at 13 kilometers per hour. So a really nice day to get outside and enjoy what Saskatchewan has to offer. Get a little bit of exercise and fresh air this morning. Radar and satellite showing that we did get some precipitation, so the ground might be a little bit wet, but hey, things are looking pretty lush and green out there for the past few days, and we're going to continue on to see a bit more of that precipitation in the coming days. This is current on your screen, so we are seeing a bit more of that cloud cover towards western Saskatchewan. We are seeing a big block of sunshine in the middle around Prince Albert, Saskatoon, and Regina. Now, areas around Swift Current, you do see that yellow icon there. Now, we're talking about the risk of a thunderstorm today, and it does increase into the afternoon hours. This is at about 3:30 p.m. now. That system is making its way rather quickly over to Regina, and so we are going to be seeing some drizzle for many places in the province today. It's not exclusive to any region or zone. It's going to be in North Saskatchewan, Central, and Southern Saskatchewan, but the risk of the thunderstorm is still sitting at about 30%. This is at about 5:15 now on your screen. You can see that yellow and red color approaching Saskatoon. So again, just be ready for that risk of the thunderstorm today. And if you happen to get any pictures, remember to send those in to us because we'd love to share them. By about 7 p.m. on Thursday, you can see again more precipitation on the way, but more of those yellow and orange and red colors over in Manitoba, indicating the storm will likely be over there tomorrow. Today's forecast with the temperatures, we're seeing 21 degrees for Prince Albert, 19 degrees for Saskatoon, 17 for Moose Jaw and Regina, 19 degrees for Weyburn and Estevan, and only about 12 degrees for Swift Current. So it is going to be a cooler day down in that southwest corner of the province. Yorkton, 18 degrees with that sunshine. And we're expecting about 3 millimeters of rain today by the end of the day for Saskatoon, about 4 millimeters for Swift Current, and about 3 millimeters for Moose Jaw, only about 1 millimeter expected for Estevan. Time now for a look at our rural forecast. We're seeing some areas a bit warmer than what we saw yesterday, especially Hudson Bay, 20 degrees, but we are expecting a bit of some showers today. 19 degrees for Watrous, included in those areas with a risk of a thunderstorm. 18 degrees for Wynyard with a mix of sun and cloud, and 16 degrees in Outlook. Down in the south, more of that precipitation on the screen. Again, some areas with about a 30% chance of seeing some thunderstorms this afternoon. 12 degrees for Maple Creek, 16 degrees for Assiniboia, 17 degrees for Pilot Butte, and 17 degrees for Broadview. Let's take a look at Turtleford, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. 18 degrees this afternoon, also included in those areas with a risk of a thunderstorm, and southeast winds a little bit stronger than yesterday, coming in up to 30 kilometers per hour.
Hello, Matt Scooby inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. For it, we go to Switzerland. World Hockey Championship. Slovakia taking on Slovenia. The Slovaks with an odd man rush. Martin Kromiak going to be absolutely robbed by Lucas Porak. Slides across and just gets a piece with his toe. Yeah, right off the end of it. Then goes off the post. What a save it was. That is your must-see moment from Tuesday. And tonight on TSN, NBA playoffs. Game 2 between the Spurs and the Thunder. Tip-off set for 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
So there are a lot of decisions that come with wedding planning and the aftermath of it. And I want to introduce you to the battle of the surname.
What we've decided is that neither of our names are going to disappear. So what we're going to do is we have organised some games where we're going to battle the families out against each other. And the winning family, we will be taking the last name of them.
The winning family gets the surname. Tug of war. They got sack races. No word on which family actually won. So if the Joneses win, they both become the Joneses. If the Smiths win, they both become the Smiths.
Yeah.
I have
want to
seen
know
this a
the
few
options here.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't give us names in this situation. Is one bad?
Yeah.
We have to be realistic here, though. Sometimes when a couple is getting married, you know that one person has a cooler last name.
Yeah. Like in this case, I see the Instagram handle is Borland, so one of them's got to be Borland. So I don't know what the other option might have been.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not very traditional, but unique.
Hey, not traditional. I didn't change my last name when I got married.
No,
no,
look at you.
That's fine.
Yeah, I kept my maiden name.
Neither did I. Let's get to our question of the day. Question of the day. How do you like to stay fit?
Yeah, a handful of answers coming in so far. We'd love to see some more, though. We had Rod saying after work, my wife and I put an hour in on our home gym. Now that spring has returned, we'll follow that up with a long walk on one of Regina's nice walking paths. We do have a lot of those. Exercise isn't something we have to do. It's something we enjoy doing. I love that. Debbie saying walking and recently got introduced to chair exercises and yoga. Perfect for anyone, but especially for the older folk. Love that one. A couple more answers coming in. Kim said, I try to get 30 minutes of sunshine every day, walk everywhere, take the stairs when I can, use my standing desk, walking pad at work, evening bike rides, and try to get my 10,000 steps in daily. So Kim is very active.
Oh, yes, the pretentious standing desk.
Hey, I asked for a standing desk. I have not gotten it yet.
I would love one of those.
Yeah. Donna saying, what makes me fit? Eating properly. The 3 B's, bake, broil, or boil, healthy snacks, and plenty of yard work. I like those answers.
That'll do. We need more answers, so how do we get them?
Yeah, so you text your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply. Don't forget to tell us your name so we can credit you for that answer, or scan that QR code on your screen. We're going to be sharing some more answers in 1 hour.
This whole operation was a decoy.
It's another week and another major anniversary for Tom Cruise. 30 years ago, the first Mission Impossible movie hit theaters. It was a remake of the 1960s TV series and its iconic theme music. At the time, critics called it dour and convoluted, but fans loved it. It kicked off the Mission Impossible movie franchise, which kept going all the way until last year. It set new bars for stunts while grossing nearly $1.5 billion worldwide.
Good morning, Mr. Phelps. This is your mission should you choose to accept it. Should you or any member of your IM force be caught or killed, the Secretary will disavow all knowledge of your actions.
Time for your morning mystery. Today we were told it is an insect. We have already decided we are going to answer stick bug no matter the
I don't know insects.
So here we go. These have existed for more than 100 million years.
Stick bugs, probably.
Must be. This creature can tell others where food is by performing a dance.
It's a stick bug. Stick bugs dance.
I don't know. I'm waiting for that picture in the background to clear a little bit. A healthy community can include one queen and tens of thousands of workers.
It's not.
Oh, I know.
Stick bug.
There's got to be this.
It's got to be.
It's got to be
a
honeybee.
Oh.
Bumblebee. I went bee. Bee? What do we got?
Bee.
The answer is a honeybee. Today is Honeybee Day, World Bee Day. Congratulations. Celebrate accordingly. That's your morning mystery.
Hundreds of loyal fans lined the streets of Prince Albert yesterday to honor the Memorial Cup champion Raiders.
It was 1985, and the Prince Albert Raiders were on top of the junior hockey world. You're looking at rare footage of the Memorial Cup parade held in Prince Albert after the team returned home as national junior hockey champions. It was the first and so far only Memorial Cup title in team history. That year, they won the WHL championship and defeated the hosts Shawinigan Cataracts 6-1 in the Memorial Cup final. The city hosted a parade and celebrations for the team when they arrived back in Prince Albert. Fans lined the streets near City Hall to get a glimpse of the trophy. The Prince Albert Raiders, Memorial Cup champions in 1985.
And if you want to check out more classic sports moments from the days of Wilco and wood finish televisions, you can check them out on our website.
And here's a look at your school day forecast. It's brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina or Saskatoon, we're at 7 degrees right now with fairly low wind speeds and a whole lot of sunshine. Get outside and enjoy it. By lunchtime in Regina, 17 degrees, cooling off just a little bit by final bell, 16 degrees, with a risk of that thunderstorm. 18 degrees by lunch in Saskatoon and 19 degrees by final bell. That is the expected daytime high, but we again have that risk of seeing a thunderstorm. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The average cost, $182.9. You might be able to find it for as low as $165.9. In Saskatoon, the average price, $182.9. You might be able to find it for as low as $176.9. In the farm markets today, we find the street price of canola at $715.75 per ton. The futures price, $757.70 per ton. Amber Durum wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat $293.45 per ton. The Canadian dollar continues to trend down. It's at 72.69 cents U.S. After the break, what new data is saying about cuts to Canada's foreign service workers. Stay with us.
$7:29, welcome back to your morning. Thank you for being with us. As the Snowbirds prepare for their farewell season, the Saskatchewan city closest to their home base is bracing for a potential major blow once the Jets are grounded. Here's Allison Bamford.
The legendary Snowbird jet, an emblem of Canadian pride and an iconic symbol that puts Moose Jaw on the map.
We're road tripping back from Kingston. Me and my girlfriend just graduated, and we're stopping by all the big things.
Sam O'Brien first saw the aerobatic team perform in BC when he was just a kid.
Bit of a big thing, you know, they cause a stir. Got to see the Snowbirds when they're in town, even in BC.
Those are the types of experiences many say they will miss while the squadron is grounded after this season. It's a hard pill to swallow for the city's tourism sector.
Financially, it's not good and it will hurt.
This restaurant owner says sales increase 5-fold when the Snowbirds perform during Moose Jaw's air show, one of the biggest summer attractions.
People come from all over Canada, even the northern parts of the U.S. to watch these.
You can find signs of the iconic Tudor jets across the city of Moose Jaw, including here at the Western Development Museum, where tens of thousands of people visit every year.
Tourism in Moose Jaw is all about experiences, and we're storytellers, and it's about our culture and our heritage, and the Snowbirds are all entwined into that.
Tourism Moose Jaw says it understands the need to replace the aging fleet. For now, they're looking forward to the tourists this summer's air show will bring.
I think it's going to be huge.
Now that they know it will be the Tudor Jets' last. Allison Bamford, CTV News, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
White Pony Lodge is coming up on its 10th anniversary, cleaning up the streets and alleyways in Regina, along with helping those in need. Volunteers of the lodge head out on patrol every Friday and Saturday night, removing dangerous items from Regina's north central neighborhood. The volunteers have also got first aid kits and naloxone on hand in case any community members need it. And for people who have donated their time to this cause for a number of years, it feels great to give back.
As a kindergarten teacher, every single day I preach kindness and showing each other love and just bringing that in my own life every single day as well. It always honestly feels great. It's a way to give back. Sometimes it feels a little helpless when you see everybody in need. And it's just an awesome way to do something, a good start.
White Pony Lodge will hold its 10th anniversary celebration on June 14th. According to new data, Canada's foreign service cuts are disproportionately impacting positions abroad, with those overseas roles being eliminated at 3 times the rate of those based in Canada. Information obtained by the Canadian Press shows that there has also been a large drop in foreign workers hired at missions overseas. Global Affairs Canada says it's looking for efficiencies while advancing Canadian interests abroad. Ottawa is in the process of cutting staff across multiple departments to fund an increase in defense spending. Russia's President Vladimir Putin met with the Chinese counterpart, President Xi Jinping, during a state visit to China earlier today. The meeting coming on the heels of the U.S. president's visit, and both Russia and China looking to bolster mutual cooperations in critical areas. Putin arrived at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing to a warm welcome from onlookers and the Chinese president himself. The leaders signed at least 40 agreements spanning energy, technology, and trade. Russia is China's largest supplier of oil, something that it leverages to maintain strong ties with Beijing amid deep isolation and sanctions by the West over its war in Ukraine. The federal government is supporting black entrepreneurs with more than $2.3 million. The Minister of Women and Gender Equality was in Saskatoon yesterday to announce money for 2 Saskatchewan-based organizations. The Black Professionals and Entrepreneurs of Saskatchewan, Inc. will expand access to training opportunities and advanced digital skills. That organization getting $1.4 million. The Coalition of Black Small and Medium Enterprises will provide training and mentorship and networking opportunities. They're getting $925,000. The City of Prince Albert has released a report on its drinking water quality in 2025. That report was completed April 24th, confirms the city's water meets or exceeds requirements. The 2025 Water Quality and Compliance Report is required by the Water Security Agency and Ministry of Environment once a year. Full report can be found on the city's website. A new study from Statistics Canada shows how breast cancer outcomes are not equal everywhere. The data reveals differences in diagnoses and death rates among women across Canada, underscoring where people live may influence their risk. Study found diagnosis rates were highest in urban centres with large immigrant and racialized populations, as well as some rural regions. In contrast, rates were lowest in large metropolitan areas such as Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver, and also in the northern and remote regions. As for death rates, the information shows rates are highest in rural eastern regions and lowest in big cities. Differences could be due to disparities in treatments access and follow-up care. Now to the growth of artificial intelligence and what it means for you. Rebecca Jarvis got an exclusive one-on-one with the co-founder and CEO of Google, DeepMind, to discuss the future of AI.
This morning, with Google poised to take the top spot in the AI race, we sat down with its architect.
I think that AI, it's actually going to be almost a new era for humanity. I think it's that big and profound a change.
Google DeepMind co-founder and CEO Sir Demis Hassabis, a child chess prodigy, Nobel laureate, and scientist who spent 30 years creating the technology.
Sometimes I compare it to, going to be 10 times the impact of the Industrial Revolution, and maybe 10 times faster. And what I would like to see AI being used for is to advance science and medicine.
But there's the flip side of that. It's jobs. The Industrial Revolution happened over a century plus of time. If this is moving so fast and it's clearly going to displace some workers, what becomes of them in the meantime?
This is where I feel like broader society, civil society, academia, social sciences need to come together to try and chart out how do we as humanity want the next stage to go. The future's not written.
You and a handful of people are building technology that is absolutely revolutionary. And even with the very best of intentions, why should such a small group of individuals get to decide our future?
I don't think it should be. So I think there needs to be an international standards approach to this. It should be broader society, and I think maybe that's starting to happen now.
One issue facing Americans is the rising cost of electricity, in part from data centers powering AI.
Should Americans be bearing that cost?
Most of the big companies, and they're building out their own energy infrastructures to make sure that the brunt of those costs and the energy that they're using is not passed on to the consumer. And Google's definitely doing its part there. The second thing I would say on that is that I believe AI is actually going to be one of the best technologies for environmental concerns. I think AI in the next 10 years is going to save far more energy than it uses in the long run.
In other news this morning, former Saskatchewan Rough Rider and 1966 Grey Cup champion Dale West has died. He was born in Cabrey, raised in Saskatoon. He played for the Riders from 62 to 68. In 63, he recorded 10 interceptions. And in 66, he helped the team win their first Grey Cup. After football, he was a teacher in Regina, serving on the Regina Public School Board as well. Dale West was 84. 40 years later, the Transformers are coming back.
Okay. Well, the dust was really thick.
Hey, Cup, don't you think we have better things to do now than tell old stories?
No!
The original was released way back in 1984, and to celebrate the 40th anniversary, the classic is heading back to theaters. The iconic animated film will return September 17th, which is Transformers Day, and this time it will be available in 4K. There you go. Celebrate accordingly. You could celebrate if you won some tickets to a rock concert.
Sure could. Journey, the Final Frontier Tour, is making one Saskatchewan stop at SaskTel Centre in Saskatoon on September 27th, and we want you to see the show. Enter on our website for your chance to win a pair of tickets. All right, let's talk about those hot and cold spots in the province and across the country this morning. They have changed since last hour, all four of them actually. Things have really been fluctuating so far this morning. Loon Lake now at 10.3 degrees, and Collins Bay, the cold spot in the province, 2.4 degrees. The Canadian hotspot is now in Nova Scotia, 24.8 degrees, and the cold spot is still in Nunavut, minus 12.1 right now. Current temperatures across the province, though, 5 degrees to wake you up in Stony Rapids, 9 degrees still in Buffalo Narrows, 3 degrees now in South End, so they have now popped up into those positives. 8 degrees in Prince Albert and Spearwood, 7 degrees to wake you up in Nipawin, Melfort, and Hudson Bay. Down in the south, we're seeing a whole lot of 7 degrees for Kindersley, Swift Current, Moose Jaw, Saskatoon, Wynyard, Regina, and Weyburn. Really a great morning. You can choose to get outside, get some fresh air. 6 degrees in Yorkton, 9 degrees in Estevan, and 6 degrees in East End. Later on in the afternoon, seeing some nice temperatures, especially to the east, where we have been seeing the cooler temperatures for the past week or so here. 18 degrees for Yorkton, though, 19 degrees for Estevan. Only 12 degrees over in Swift Current. Down in the southwest corner, seeing the cooler temperatures today. 17 degrees for Moose Jaw, Regina, and 19 degrees for Saskatoon. I do want to draw your attention to those thunderstorm icons, though. We have quite a few places in the province expecting some precipitation today. Not a lot of precipitation, but it is coming with a small risk of a thunderstorm. So just be prepared for that. Today's wind gusts aren't going to be too strong. We're seeing some peaking around 40 kilometers per hour right around Yorkton there. Any of those areas that are getting the yellows or even some of that red color on your screen, it's not going to be sticking around very long. Winds aren't going to be bothering you too much today. Once we get past the next few days with some precipitation in Regina, we are looking forward to a really nice, bright and sunny weekend. 21 on Saturday, 26 on Sunday for Regina, 24 on Monday, and 31 degrees by Tuesday. So the heat is on the way. Tomorrow in Saskatoon, a low chance of seeing some light sprinkle, but mainly talking about some sunshine. 20 degrees on Friday as well. Less of a chance of seeing some precipitation on that day. 23 by Saturday, 25 by Sunday. A little bit more of that cloud cover on that day. But again, looking forward to Tuesday. The heat's still on the way for the central zone as well, 31 degrees.
Lots happening in the city of Moose Jaw. As you know, the mayor is James Murdoch. He's in studio with us once again. Thank you so much for making the venture out here.
Hey, thank you, Daryl, for the invitation. Greatly appreciated.
And if, you know, there are some positives we're going to talk about, but we have to talk about one that could be perceived as a negative, and that is the news about the Snowbirds yesterday. Grounding the fleet for a little bit. Yep. It is going to remain a 15-wing, which is a positive down the road, but there is that gap. How does the city see it?
Well, yesterday was a day of some mixed emotions. You know, the Snowbirds are a national treasure. They're deeply ingrained in the fabric of Moose Jaw. We're proud to have them, and you know, we know that that will continue, so that was reassurance. But as you said, Daryl, there is going to be that gap before you know, the PC-21s are ready for them. So we just want to see that that gap is drastically narrowed.
What have the calls to your office been like?
Well, strong support for the Snowbirds, of course. You know, they're iconic from coast to coast to coast. Just people asking, how can we show our support? What can we do? This has really rallied our community, and you know, it will lead to further dialogue, you know, with the Minister of National Defence, just to get more clarification, you know, as things continue, you know, to roll out. So.
We'll move on from this subject in just a moment. The last one is the tourism industry. You're deeply, they're deeply rooted in the tourism, bringing people to town. How's that going to impact you over the next couple of years, and how do you sustain those dollars?
You know, there will be opportunities, I think, to expand what the Snowbirds truly mean. You know, there's a tremendous display for them at the Western Development Museum that really, you know, explains the entire history. We'll continue to see, you know, how the Snowbirds' presence can maintain until they are up in the air again after the 2026 season.
Okay, some exciting news. You signed a recent memorandum of understanding with Max Power.
Oh, we did, yeah, with Max Power.
To explore some hydrogen.
Yes.
What does that mean for the community?
Well, you know, the memorandum of understanding gives us that opportunity to continue to have dialogue and talk with Max Power as they continue to do exploration and drilling in the, well, really right now in the Central Butte, Lawson region, and expanding that to the Moose Jaw region. So it's very exciting, and this is natural hydrogen, so they just have to get that to the surface, and it's energy that's ready to go.
You recently hired a new city manager.
We did, yes.
How's that going so far?
You know, we're very pleased and very happy with the decision. Ms. Mizniuk is a tremendous individual, and we look forward to her leadership for many years.
You came all the way to Regina from Moose Jaw. Let's take some people from Regina out to Moose Jaw and surrounding area. You got a couple of great events coming up.
Oh, we always do, Daryl. You know, the month of June is going to be busy. Of course, we have our hometown fair that will be, you know, the 19th to the 21st. Kicks off with the hometown parade down Main Street on the Thursday night, which is always great for the kids to get out to see. And then rolling into, you know, the month of July, we have our famous sidewalk days that take over the downtown. Festival of Words is coming up in July as well. And we have the sold-out Dwight Yoakam concert at the Temple Gardens Center on June 24th.
Which is fantastic.
It is.
Today you've shut down Ross Street for a car show. Lots of things to happen out in Moose Jaw. We'll check in with Mayor Murdoch again real soon. Thank you so much for making the trip.
Thank you, Daryl. Appreciate this.
Here's what's happening in our community. A social dance happening May 22nd at 7:30 p.m. 2134 Winnipeg Street. They're telling Holocaust survivor stories May 24th at 6 p.m. at 4715 McTavish Street. And the Herman Lecture Series happening at Dark Hall May 27th at 7 p.m. That's 2255 College Avenue. Submit your event for our community by visiting our website or scan the QR code on your screen.
Tonight.
What I don't understand is how they get it in.
Bag tag switching victims want to know how the drugs they were wrongly accused of smuggling even made it into the airport.
It's like an open barn door where you can come and go at will.
Whistleblowers expose security gaps they say are putting passengers at risk. Tonight on CTV News and ctvnews.ca.
It's May 20th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Roger. We hope this birthday is a great one for you. This shout out coming from Charity, Kian, and all your friends. Also celebrating is Maria for her 73rd birthday. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your special day. Love from your family. Happy birthday also going out to Crocodile Bill. Love the nickname. We hope you have an awesome day celebrating with love from your family and friends. And we also got this photo to say happy birthday to their mom. We didn't get the name, but happy birthday to you. With love from Michael, Kim, Kingsley, and Beckett. Also celebrating today is Lynn. Happy birthday and have a fabulous day. This shout out coming with love from your mom and Mervyn. And we also have some anniversaries to celebrate today. Happy anniversary to Becky and Dustin. They're marking 20 years today. Congratulations, love coming to you from Adele, Lincoln, and Mom. And celebrating 11 years is Shandale and Desmond. Happy anniversary to you both and congratulations. Enjoy your day.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
Oh, can we win anything on the radio today?
We were trying our best here for Name That Sound. Joe thought it was shaking a box of washers. That was not it. So another $50 has been added. $16.50 is what we're going to be playing for this afternoon with Brandon at 4:40. Your next opportunity to play. We will get you in for some Tim Hicks tickets, though, coming up here after 8:30 this morning with our workday warm-up. We're also talking inheritance today. Have you ever gotten something handed down to you that's, well, kind of inconvenient that you didn't really know what to do with? One woman inherited 15,000 VHSs from her father, and, well, she doesn't want to start her own Blockbuster, so she's trying to get rid of those. You can text over your answer, though, 54321 this morning.
I think it still haunts people the time that you made the sound, your dog's dish, the chain rattling off the dog dish. That thing went forever. Oh, my goodness. Chase, thank you so much.
$10,000 that one went for. It was crazy. And I hear it every day, all day.
All day. Just living rent-free.
This fantasy that someone's gonna come and sit down next to me, like I'm Meg Ryan. We lock eyes, then it happens.
An unexpected romance. Zoe Deutsch meets the man who takes over her sister's phone number after she passes away in Voicemails for Isabel. Nick Robinson plays the unlikely suitor in the upcoming rom-com, which lands on Netflix on June 19th.
Give my creation life!
Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein gets a new life. FX has reportedly picked up a new comedy based on the 1974 film. Zach Galifianakis stars in the reimagining, which plans to be a completely original take on the Gene Wilder classic.
You know what, dude? I'm going to be here when you're no longer working.
Cher turns 80. The legendary singer celebrates the milestone birthday May 20th. Cher first hit it big in Hollywood over 5 decades ago and is still going strong, most recently releasing a Christmas album and best-selling memoir. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
Well, when it comes to houses, the bigger the better, right? Well, not for everybody.
The world's smallest tiny house by square footage, 19.46 square feet, totally off-grid. You can see the solar panels up there, and it's on a trailer.
Okay, so this porta potty is now a house. Look how tiny that thing is. Levi Kelly built the world's tiniest. It's 19.46 square feet. Apparently has everything you need. I don't know if I'd stay on that couch very well.
You'd get a little claustrophobic. I mean, you and Jeremy, you're both tall, right?
Yeah.
So I think I would be more comfortable.
No one said that about me ever, but I'll take it.
Now is the time when we say, have I ever seen you in real life? You seem like you'd be
But every
tall.
time he comes here, he sits. Every time he comes here, he sits.
It's true.
All right, what else you got for us?
All right, well, there's a first time for everything. Take a look.
Look at them go.
So she really wanted to go fast. Lucky onlookers got to witness this 3-year-old rescued turtle. Oh. It's the first time going in the ocean, and of course she didn't waste any time.
Look at her go.
This video has gone viral with over 36 million people enjoying this special moment.
Oh, now going even faster. Now she swim.
She's like, I'm gone.
Oh,
nice.
Look at those flippers. All right, good time to take a time out. Fill up your coffee. We'll be back with more Your Morning Saskatchewan in just 2 minutes. Stay with us. It's May 20th.
It wouldn't have been our first choice. You can't perform the same kind of show with a turboprop trainer that you can with a jet.
The iconic Canadian Snowbirds set to be grounded.
Financially, it's not good, and it will hurt people coming from all over Canada, even the northern parts of the U.S. to watch these.
Moose Jaw's tourism sector bracing for a major blow.
I think what this allows us to do is expand our graduate programming. It also allows us to enhance the undergraduate student experience because now they are able to go out and actually do research and work with a variety of different groups here with the City of Prince Albert.
Jeremy Dodge will have more on this. University of Saskatchewan and City of Prince Albert signing a memorandum of understanding. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Wednesday.
A lot of fun stuff still to come, and you say a little bit of rain as well.
Yeah, a little bit of rain today. We do have a low risk of getting some thunderstorms in the province today. We're tracking that, and I'll show you all that in the weather.
Well, you can play soccer in the rain. We can't play soccer in the lightning. So if you
I'll try and hold that up.
Make a call and hold that back still after 7. Let's get to news. It is the end of an era at 15-wing Moose Jaw. After performing for more than half a century, the Royal Canadian Air Force will ground the Tudor jets flown by the Snowbirds later this year. But that doesn't mean the aerobatic team is done. Wayne Mantika has more.
The Snowbirds have been an iconic Canadian symbol for 55 years. Now the federal government says it's time to retire the aging Tudor jets, but it will take until the early 2030s for new aircraft to arrive. Until then, the Snowbirds will be grounded after the summer air show season.
This is a significant moment, and it is an emotional one because of the extraordinary connection that this team has built with Canadians over more than 5.5 decades.
In 2020, the federal government invested $30 million to keep the planes flying for another decade. However, the military blames engineering challenges for retiring the aircraft early.
The planes literally had come to the end of their lives. They were unique in many respects. They didn't have the parts and other things to safely fly. So the Snowbirds will continue, and new planes are being commissioned.
The replacement aircraft won't be jets. The Pilatus PC-21 turboprop is already in service with Australia's air demonstration team. It's marginally slower in the air and lacks the roar of jet engines, but can deliver a performance to thrill airshow crowds.
We need to work with the manufacturer. We need to make sure that we receive them in graduated form. It will take some time for them to roll off the production line, but we're moving as quickly as we possibly can.
The new air demonstration team will retain the Snowbirds name, and the federal government is providing assurances that Moose Jaw will remain the home base. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Moose Jaw.
The Member of Parliament for Moose Jaw Lake Centre Lanigan, Fraser Tolmie, was on CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan in the 6 o'clock hour. Here's what he had to say following that announcement.
I want to be inspired by Canadians. And now for the next 10 years, plus, we're going to be watching air shows where it's going to be the Blue Angels and the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds flying over our skies without any Canadian presence. And that's unacceptable. Canadians can do better. We need to be doing better.
If you missed that conversation with Fraser Tolmie, you can check it out right now on our websites and YouTube.
You know, there will be opportunities, I think, to expand what the Snowbirds truly mean. There's a tremendous display for them at the Western Development Museum that really, explains the entire history. We'll continue to see, you know, how the Snowbirds presence can maintain until they are up in the air again after the 2026 season.
That was James Murdoch, the mayor of Moose Jaw. He was on the program on CTV Regina and Yorkton last hour. You can also catch that conversation on our website. University of Saskatchewan, City of Prince Albert, making a little bit of a deal. Jeremy?
Yeah, Daryl, they've signed a memorandum of understanding. So the university and the city have a new agreement. Jasmine Pelletier reports on that agreement and how it could affect the city's approach to challenges that the city is facing.
The working relationship between the University of Saskatchewan and the City of Prince Albert has entered a new phase.
This really not only expands from the center here, but it puts all the resources of the University of Saskatchewan behind us.
The university and the city signed a memorandum of understanding on Tuesday that the city hopes will help develop research-based solutions to issues Prince Albert is facing. This builds on an existing relationship between the city and the university.
The university conducted a very insightful piece of research on homelessness. They've also provided research on other significant issues, whether related to addictions, mental health.
The MOU formalizes a structure for the city to work with USask researchers to improve development, transportation, health and wellness, and recreation.
For example, the Mobile Complex Needs Initiative, the city is doing that, but we're not sure how effective that is. So we've engaged in an evaluation program of that activity. We're going to talk to people who are being served by it as well as the people who are delivering it to see how we can make it better.
The principal of the Prince Albert campus says this will open new opportunities for students.
What this allows us to do is expand our graduate programming. It also allows us to enhance the undergraduate student experience because now they are able to go out and actually do research and work with a variety of different groups here with the City of Prince Albert.
The MOU follows a similar one between USask and the City of Saskatoon, where different working groups focus on different issues the city is facing. The MOU will be reviewed every 4 years. Jasmine Pelletier, CTV News, Prince Albert.
Well, Daryl, back to you with news on the man who tried to keep his kid from getting vaccinated.
That's right. Michael Gordon Jackson looking to appeal his 2024 conviction and sentence for violating a custody order in 2022. He argued it was a miscarriage of justice and that his actions were for his daughter's protection. The court's dismissal left him with a chance to take it all the way to the Supreme Court. A memorandum of understanding between the Office of the Treaty Commissioner and Regina Public School Division was signed yesterday to enhance treaty education. That agreement aims to include Indigenous concepts, history, culture, and inclusion of Indigenous narratives and perspectives in the classroom. For the next 5 years, the division says the MOU will help promote the understanding of treaties.
Indigenous education, treaty education is core curriculum, but not only that, it's an important step on the journey to reconciliation. We are all treaty people. We all need to learn the responsibilities and the commitments that treaty education brings, and it's an historic agreement.
Regina Public School Division and the Office of the Treaty Commissioner will meet annually to review. BC's Premier says he plans to deliver a blunt message to the Prime Minister today.
Bluntly, we cannot have bad behavior decide who gets engaged with by the federal government. We need to hold this country together. We need to fight for this country every single chance we get. We need to stand up for Canada, and we need to make sure we're supporting every province and territory with equal respect.
David Eby voicing his frustrations, accusing Ottawa of favoring separatist premiers. Prime Minister Mark Carney and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith moved a proposed pipeline project forward last week. They announced a new carbon pricing plan and a new potential pipeline route to southern BC. David Eby says there are major projects in BC that are pro-Canadian and ready to go. If you're traveling to Toronto to attend some games, Ontario is extending last call for bars and restaurants during the FIFA World Cup.
It's great for our businesses, our pubs, restaurants. When the world is experiencing Toronto, they will be able to experience our diverse and amazing food as well.
From June 11th to July 19th, last call will be extended to 4 a.m. Hope cabs go that late. Ontario's Attorney General says allowing bars and restaurants to stay open longer will give the fans the best chance or experience to support small businesses and drive economic growth. Let's give people a chance to win $20K.
All right, Daryl, wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is payday. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter payday with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. All right, let's turn our attention back outside. It's a bright and sunny start to the day, not just in Regina this morning, but in a lot of places we are seeing just a little bit of precipitation. I'll show you where in just a moment. Let's just enjoy this beautiful picture outside in the Queen City. 10 degrees now, so we have just reached double digits, 24 km/h winds, and just a little bit of cloud cover. That has been fluctuating a little bit this morning. 10 degrees as well in Saskatoon. We've really been matching up with those temperatures for the major cities this morning. We are seeing again a mix of sun and cloud, and winds have calmed down, currently coming in at 9 km/h. Radar and satellite showing where we saw some of that precipitation late yesterday and into those overnight hours. So again, we did see quite a bit of active weather, and this morning still seeing a little bit right around Swift Current. You're also seeing the little bit of yellow color there. So we do have a risk of a thunderstorm. Estevan as well, areas down through the southeast, seeing a patch of that green, not quite seeing the other yellow and red colors, so just a little bit of some drizzle this morning. We are seeing the risk of a thunderstorm continue on over to Regina and Saskatoon today as well. Moose Jaw as well in that path of a potential thunderstorm. Right now we're seeing that chance at about 30%, so it's not for sure. This is at about 5:45 on your screen there. We see it in areas right around Saskatoon, and it does circle around. It kind of sticks around Saskatoon until those overnight hours. As we move forward and talk about tomorrow afternoon, this is at about 4:15 p.m. for your Thursday. We're seeing more of that thunderstorm activity down through the southeast corner of the province, right around Estevan and up through Yorkton as well. Everywhere else, we're just seeing a whole lot of green, so we are seeing some drizzle on the way for your Thursday as well. Today's forecast with the temperatures with that precipitation, 21 degrees for Prince Albert with a mix of sun and cloud, though. 19 degrees for Saskatoon, 17 degrees for Moose Jaw, Regina. Weyburn and Estevan enjoying that nice high of 19 degrees. Again, though, risk of that precipitation, 12 degrees in Swift Current with a bit of a drizzle. Your 5-day forecast also looking really good for the weekend. We just have to get through a few days of that rain and risk of thunderstorm. 16 degrees tomorrow for Regina, 18 degrees for Friday, and up to 21 for Saturday, 26 degrees by Sunday. The weekend is looking excellent. Definitely make those plans to get outside and enjoy it. 20 degrees tomorrow for Saskatoon. Still seeing a low chance of seeing some drizzle tomorrow. 20 degrees for Friday. The chance of rain does go down. 23 degrees for Saturday and up to 25 degrees by Sunday.
This day in history, May 20th, 1980, Quebec held its first referendum. Residents voted 59.5% against a proposal for sovereignty association. May 20th, 1999, the Supreme Court of Canada ruled the male-female definition of spouse violated Section 15 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. May 20th, 2003, the U.S. banned all beef imports from Canada after one case of mad cow disease was discovered. And on this day in 1983, Every Breath You Take was released by The Police. It went on to become Billboard's Song of the Year in 1983.
In case you missed it, nearly 1,500 runners took on a marathon you can see from space. This is the 23rd Great Wall Marathon. Northern China. This was on Saturday. One of the most challenging marathons anywhere because you can see there's some steep, uneven stone steps, mountain roads, rural villages. Also, of course, for a half marathon, though. Also, there was a 8.5 kilometer fun run. I might walk that one.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah, look at them. They're literally
exactly.
crawling up the stairs. They're so tired.
Oh my
It
goodness.
would be cool. I would like to take this at a slow pace.
Yeah, apparently it's Tuesdays at 5:30. You can go to Mosaic Stadium, and they allow you to run the stairs there.
Oh.
One of my friends did that yesterday.
that.
I haven't seen if he's feeling okay today.
Yeah, I was going to say, would you do it?
I would do it, yeah. That's a lot of stairs.
Oh.
Especially you get into the upper levels.
Cut the cameras.
We're asking how you stay fit, how you like to stay fit in our question of the day today, and we've got a few answers.
Yeah, a few more answers on the big board. A lot of walking, though, and I think it's not appreciated enough just how good walking is, just for your physical health and mental health as well. Sean saying, I just fast walk around the neighborhood. Lori saying, well, I walk, that's it. But again, don't downplay it.
Sean's
that's really
probably getting chased by geese.
Yeah, there's walking and fast walking. Warren from Regina saying, walking to the pointy hills. We had Susan in Moose Jaws saying, I walk my dog Joey twice a day. It gets me moving. Joey will remind me it's time for our walk. Does Disco do that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Don't forget. Allison saying, I stay fit with my early bird ladies at Readiness Fitness. And we had Colleen saying, since I eliminated both white flour and sugar from my diet, I'm pain-free, 30 pounds lighter. I no longer buy bread. I bake my own 100% whole wheat, sweetened with honey and molasses. Walking and yard work are less painful now.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Nice. I tried to cut sugar from my diet, and I lasted a week, Colleen.
Yeah. Just over.
A week's pretty good.
So I respect it, Colleen.
I'm coaching U6 soccer. That's a lot of walking tonight. Thank you for participating in our question of the day. We got more coming up, including health news right after this.
Researchers in Saskatoon are making new advances in Hantavirus research, and it comes following multiple deaths on a cruise ship, which brought the rare but deadly virus into the spotlight. As Carla Shinkarup reports, scientists at VIDO say the work they're doing could help stop the virus before it spreads to humans.
It is of interest to people.
Researchers at the University of Saskatchewan Vaccine and Infectious Disease Organization, or VIDO, are studying hantavirus seen in Canada, called Sin Nombre virus, which spreads primarily through contact with infected rodent droppings or contaminated dust. And while it's rare, it carries a fatality rate of up to 40%. Researchers are launching one of only a few deer mouse colonies in North America dedicated to studying the virus.
That can give us an insight maybe into the immune response and what's going on during that infection that leads to disease, and give us potential targets for therapies and treatments.
That work is helping scientists answer a key question: how hantavirus can live inside deer mice without making them sick.
We want to find and study what the virus looks like in Canada, so we can get an idea of what that risk looks like to people in Saskatchewan and on the prairies. So there's a prairie element to it.
Hantavirus has been in the spotlight recently because of 3 deaths on a Dutch cruise ship. That was Andy's hantavirus, which is different than the one we see here and can be transmitted from human to human. Warner has been assisting the global effort to look into the deaths.
We're hoping that any of the insights that we gain from our cell culture and our animal studies will lead to therapeutic targets that will be applicable for both viruses.
The work at VIDO also supports broader efforts to prepare for future emerging infectious diseases. Researchers say the goal is to better understand how viruses move between animals and humans and ultimately stop outbreaks before they start. The research has global implications, but also highlights the growing role our province plays in infectious disease research. Carla Shinkarup, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A new study from Stats Canada shows how breast cancer outcomes are not equal everywhere. The data reveals differences in diagnosis and death rates among women across Canada, underscoring how where people live may influence their risk. The study found diagnosis rates were highest in urban centers with large immigrant and racialized populations, as well as some rural regions. In contrast, rates were lowest in large metropolitan areas, such as Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, and also in northern and remote regions. As for death rates, the information shows rates are highest in rural eastern regions and lowest in big cities. The differences could be due to disparities in treatment access or follow-up care.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
For over 40 years, Diabetes Canada has been turning gently used donations into meaningful support for Canadians living with diabetes. Here to give us more details on how you can help is lifestyle expert Taylor Kay. Good morning and welcome back.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that their old clothes and household items can actually make a huge difference. Where does that support actually go once we donate?
Well, you know, like you said, they've been doing this for over 40 years. So I've got some amazing numbers, and the revenue generated helps to fund crucial research, send kids to camp, and the donated items stay out of, the landfill. So when we look at the numbers since 1985, $200 million has been invested in research camps and more. Over 30,000 kids with type 1 diabetes and their families have gone to camps. 11,900,000 Canadians with diabetes or pre-diabetes have received your support, and over 3 billion with a B pounds of textiles and household items have been kept in the landfill. So you really are making a difference with your donations.
Wow, that's extraordinary. What are some things that we can donate if people are looking forward to that?
Well, anything really that fits in a box or, a recycling bag or anything like that. And they're looking for, textiles, shoes, small household items like dinnerware, even that old mug. My daughters, they're tweens and teens. They're refreshing, they're getting rid of their Paw Patrol bedding and moving on to more adult bedding. So that we can, give those textiles, also like curtains, things like that. Like I said, I am a small appliance. I love small appliances, and I'm a small appliance junkie. I have little waffle makers. I don't need 2 or 3. I can give that.
For anyone watching right now who's been meaning to declutter, what's the easiest way for them to get involved this coming weekend?
Well, this is great because this is happening right across the country, and then right here, different locations across Saskatchewan. In Saskatoon, we're going to be at No Frills at 1018 Taylor Street East this Saturday from 9 to 2. And, just look for the Diabetes Canada truck, and the team will be there, and they will help you remove all of your items from your car. And again, there's locations right across Canada, so call your friends, call your family, and also you can visit declutterfordiabetes.ca. So if you can't make it this weekend, you can also schedule a free home pickup. And again, that's right across Saskatchewan.
Taylor Kay telling us how we can make a difference this weekend. Again, as she just said, you can find out more by heading to declutterfordiabetes.ca. Thank you so much for your time, Taylor.
Thank you.
If you have plans to take an airplane soon, an exclusive CTV News W5 investigation we're about to show you could change the way you fly. It is a sinister scheme targeting Canadian passengers who are unwittingly helping traffickers move massive quantities of drugs through Canada's largest airport. Avery Haynes has more.
As luggage is loaded onto a long-haul flight bound for Auckland, New Zealand, Canada border agents raid the plane.
And he's like, "Get your stuff, you're getting off the plane."
Nicole and her family are marched off with a terrifying explanation.
You're all being detained for transporting narcotics.
W5 has obtained border agent notes that show her bags tested positive for suspected narcotics.
And they brought out the bolt cutters and they cut the lock off and they opened up the bag. It was stuffed full of drugs.
20.52 kilos, more than 45 pounds of meth. The bag tags showed Nicole's name, but the luggage wasn't hers. Nicole was detained for 7 hours before the RCMP realized she was a victim of bag tag switching.
I took a video of it. It takes like 5 seconds, so it could have been anywhere.
Our exclusive data reveals a shocking surge in cases. At least 17 innocent passengers have been victims of bag tag switching in the last year. In all but one case, the switch happened at Pearson Airport, leaving passengers wrongly accused of smuggling drugs to countries around the world. The passengers were all eventually released, but this is just what's being caught. An untold number of Canadians may have flown without even knowing that their bag tags had been used to transport drugs.
That bag is picked up by somebody on the other end, and these other people hopefully just pick up their bag and have no idea. They just assume that the tag's gone missing.
Dieter Boheim is a retired police inspector who was also part of Toronto's Airport Intelligence Unit.
I guarantee you the switching of the tag happens on a regular basis. Sometimes it gets detected, but a lot of times it just doesn't get noticed.
Tag switching involves drugs leaving Canada, but Boheim says Pearson Airport is also a prime destination for organized crime groups who want to get drugs into Canada.
So the airplane becomes your vessel to move cocaine.
Charles is a ramp worker who's seen a lot during his 2 decades working at Pearson.
Well, they're doing stuff that's illegal. They're, putting stuff on planes that shouldn't be on planes. They're bringing stuff off planes.
We aren't identifying him to protect his job.
I don't think many people work alone on any of these things. I think it's like a little bit of a group effort.
In the last year, the RCMP has arrested 6 ramp and baggage workers in connection with tag switching at Pearson. No one has been arrested for putting Nicole's tag on a suitcase filled with meth. Now when she travels, she videos her bag at the airport and uses a tracker as proof the bag she arrives with is the one she checked. Avery Haynes, CTV News, Toronto.
Program.
Annie, good morning. 8:29. Let's get to your headlines. Federal government supporting black entrepreneurs with more than $2.3 million. The Minister of Women and Gender Equality was in Saskatoon yesterday announcing funding for 2 Saskatchewan-based organizations. The Black Professionals and Entrepreneurs of Saskatchewan will receive access to training opportunities and advanced digital skills. The organization getting a $1.4 million. The Coalition of Black Small and Medium Businesses will provide training and mentorship opportunities. They are getting $925,000. The White Pony Lodge is coming up on their 10th anniversary, cleaning up city streets and alleyways in Regina for those in need. Volunteers at the White Pony Lodge head out on patrol every Friday and Saturday night. They remove dangerous items from Regina's North Central neighborhood. The volunteers are also carrying first aid kits and naloxone in case it's needed. And for people who've donated their time, they say it feels great to give back.
As a kindergarten teacher, every single day I preach kindness and showing each other love and just bringing that in my own life every single day as well. It always honestly feels great. It's a way to give back. Sometimes it feels a little helpless when you see everybody in need. And it's just an awesome way to do something, a good start.
The White Pony Lodge will hold its 10th anniversary celebration on June 14th. A man from Prince Albert has been charged with child exploitation offenses. The Saskatchewan Internet Child Exploitation Unit searched a home in Prince Albert on April 2nd, taking and investigating electronic devices. 24-year-old Lucian King is facing 2 counts of possessing child sexual abuse and exploitation material. He was in court last week and released on conditions, due back in court June 11th. Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation is calling for more funding in its search for human remains near a residential school.
53 of the 62 potential unmarked graves are within cemeteries, but we have 9 that are not in cemetery locations.
Members of the Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation and University of Alberta have been searching for years near the former site of St. Francis Xavier Residential School. 62 potential unmarked graves have been found about 3.5 hours northwest of Edmonton. Since 2019, the Federal Residential Schools Missing Children Community Support Fund has allocated more than $323 million to support community-led initiatives. The U.S. is expected to announce a scale back of the number of troops it would provide to Europe during a major crisis.
Of keeping this alliance strong involves shifting responsibilities, moving away from unhealthy over-reliance on one ally to a fairer sharing of the responsibility for our collective security.
Question then back.
Okay, so the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte confirmed the news and said the reduction of U.S. troops in Europe will be gradual and in no way will impact the alliance's defense plans. The troop reduction will allow Washington to shift its focus toward the Indo-Pacific region to counter rising threats there. The Trump administration has already decided to withdraw 5,000 troops from Germany and delay a 4,000 troop deployment to Poland. Many people in parts of southwestern Ontario are cleaning up after a wicked storm. The thunderstorm brought damaging winds and rolled across several regions throughout the day and into last night. At one point, many communities were under tornado warnings. Some of the heaviest damage was in London, Ontario's East End. trees down everywhere. The coin you're about to see should be legal tender in Middle-earth. The Royal Mint is issuing a 50-pence coin to mark the 25th anniversary since the release of the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring. On one side of the coin is a portrait of King Charles III. The other side has a bunch of elf writing which says, "One ring to rule them all." The Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies earned plenty of coin at the box office. They brought in $6 billion worldwide. It is graduation season, and ABC's Sam Champion has an epic high school graduation surprise for us.
Graduation day made even more special for one high school senior.
Up next, Miss Jaslyn Ordway. Miss Jaslyn is going to be receiving her high school diploma from her father, Staff Sergeant Donovan Ordway.
Meet 17-year-old Jaslyn Ardoin and her dad with the ultimate surprise, coming home early after being deployed in Kosovo for over a year. The grad losing her shoes in the excitement.
It was a lot to process at first. I was just shocked. I was happy.
Sergeant Ardoin getting the whole school involved to help pull off this surprise.
We actually had a solid 3 months of planning this whole thing as far as getting approved to leave through the military.
And the senior says this is the best gift she could have ever received.
His whole life just basically inspired me. And all the things my dad went through, he still pushed through.
This was my greatest accomplishment. I've gotten my daughter through school and now she gets to start life.
I don't know what it is. Soldier surprises always get me.
It will always make you tear up. I had little goosebumps as I was watching.
Oh my goodness. We're going to have goosebumps outside because it's a little chilly.
It's warming up. It's a little chilly to start the day, but it is warming up. It's nice and sunny at least. We have seen just a little bit of moisture in the Saskatoon area earlier on this morning. You can kind of see how glossy the camera looks. Not so much in Regina. Still a nice and sunny start to the day. We're starting to see more of that green color on the screen behind me here, which indicates that temperatures are warming up, and a lot of places have already reached the double digits. 10 degrees for Prince Albert, 10 degrees for Nipawin now. Also joining them at 10 degrees, Melfort and Hudson Bay, 11 degrees already in Spiritwood. Down in the south, more of the same. 10 degrees for Saskatoon, Wynyard, Regina, Weyburn and Estevan. 12 degrees already for Moose Jaw and Assiniboia. 8 degrees in the Battlefords, Kindersley, Swift Current and East End. Later on in the afternoon, we do have a chance of seeing that rainfall in quite a few places across the province, although the numbers have been fluctuating a little bit. Saskatoon, we just have a chance of seeing some of that drizzle later on. 19 degrees, 17 degrees for Regina and 17 degrees for Moose Jaw. We have a risk of seeing a thunderstorm today. The elements are there, the ingredients for the thunderstorm. It's just not certain yet. 19 degrees for Weyburn and 19 degrees for Estevan. But again, be prepared for that. Now, as I mentioned, these numbers have fluctuated. The total rainfall for Saskatoon was expected to be about 4 millimeters. That number has gone down. It's gone up slightly for Regina, now expecting about 2 millimeters of rain, 1 millimeter for Moose Jaw, and now expecting about 6 millimeters for Swift Current. Today's wind gusts also going to be a little bit stronger than what we saw yesterday, but still nothing close to what we saw last week. We're seeing them peaking around 40 kilometers per hour for some areas that are having the yellow creeping in on the screen there. And coming days, we are going to be seeing a little bit more of that precipitation. Tomorrow especially, we're seeing a very scattered system. 16 degrees for Regina, 18 degrees on Friday with a lower chance of seeing some of that light drizzle. 21 degrees by Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud. 26 degrees for your Sunday. So the weekend is going to be an excellent choice for getting outside and enjoying the sunshine. 24 degrees on Monday and up to 31 degrees for Tuesday. In Saskatoon, we do have a low chance, about 30% of seeing some light drizzle tomorrow. The chance does go down on Friday, though. 20 degrees with that sunshine. 23 degrees on Saturday, 25 by Sunday with a little bit more of the cloud cover on that day, but still a very nice high for your afternoon. 22 by Monday. And again, enjoying that nice high of 31 degrees by Tuesday.
Get under the red sky, laying on your chest like this. Hold me like the pebbles in your hand, initials in the sand. Yeah, summer isn't over yet.
I could be the twist, the one to make you stop. The icing on your cake, the cherry on the top. It's heaven in my heart.
Counseling is back with us today to discuss different communication styles and how we can use them to achieve our wants and our goals. Judy Wright is here to explain. Good morning and welcome back.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing very well. Always a great day when you're in studio with us. Let's dive right in. What is effective communication?
Yeah, so communication is a way that we can share information, our needs, our emotions, goals about personal and professional. It's also a really way to cement relationships. So like, again, we're sharing our feelings, we're sharing what we want, a way of working through conflict in relationships. And then what communication experts have found is that it comes from two perspectives. It's very, very personal, so that it comes from an internal space based on your personality, based on your values, your experience with different types of communication, again, your values, and then external factors, so cultural, social, and even the context that you're in.
So as you just said right there, it's very, very personal. Different people are going to have different styles. So let's break down some of those styles. What are the styles that make up effective and ineffective communication?
Perfect. So we have unassertive communication and assertive communication, and that was divided by communication experts by gathering and looking at the different types of behaviors that we have in communication. So under unassertive, we have three types. So we have the passive type, where people aren't standing up, they're not really setting boundaries, they're not speaking up, and that usually comes from maybe not feeling good about ourselves or coming more from a fear base, sorting for others too much. And then we have more of an aggressive style where people are really speaking over top of other people, cutting through boundaries, and that comes more from frustration and anger. And then we have a blend of the two. So we have like passive and aggressive. So people are starting out with passive, they end up building that frustration, then they kind of blow into the more aggressive style.
And what is assertive communication?
Yeah, so communication experts say, one group says it's kind of a halfway point between passive and aggressive, and other communication experts say it's an entirely different style. With assertive communication, it's really clear, it's direct, you're not guessing what people are trying to say to you. It's very respectful for both yourself and other people, and then it builds in the empathy. So people that when you're using that empathy, they really feel that you're listening to them and you're including them. So that really takes down the tone, especially in conflict, and makes it a little bit more friendly.
And if people want to figure out more about their communication styles, they can come on over and talk to you. How can they get in contact with you?
For sure, at area code 306-545-6121 or at gatewayscounseling.com.
Okay, next time, Judy, we're going to be getting more into this and the skills that we can use with assertive communication. So stay tuned for next time. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
A vibrant wave of Ukrainian culture is coming to Regina tomorrow. Janelle Lipai is on location for more on what to expect.
Good morning. I am enjoying this beautiful start to the day outside of the Legislative Building here in Regina. Big events happening tomorrow, lots of excitement. And Marianne is with me. We're going to talk all about it. Thank you so much for being here. Tell me a little bit about what tomorrow is.
Tomorrow will be our 20th anniversary of Vyshyvanka Day. It's an important celebration because it's about celebration about our culture, identity, and about our heritage through the symbol of embroidered short Vyshyvanka. This celebration starts with initiative of student of Chernivtsi National University Lesya Voronyuk in 2006 in Ukraine, and it grows to a worldwide movement where millions of Ukrainians celebrate, Vyshyvanka celebrate our identity, history, and heritage. And tomorrow we're so excited to invite everybody to this event.
There is a memorial right here on these grounds, a really big piece of what's happening tomorrow. Tell me a little bit about it.
The Holodomor Memorial is a very sacred and meaningful place for our community. It represents our history, the man-made genocide to Ukrainians. It was taking place in 1932-1933, and we are very thankful to Saskatchewan because Saskatchewan has a very special connection to the Holodomor memorials. In 2008, Saskatchewan becomes the first province in Canada and the first jurisdiction in North America to officially recognize the Holodomor as genocide. highlight. So we very thank you to Saskatchewan, to people of Canada. It's very meaningful for us.
Absolutely. So a very important event happening tomorrow, Marianne. Thank you so much for being here with me this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
I'm happy to be with you today.
I am thrilled that you were here too. That does wrap things up for us. But again, that event is tomorrow. Everybody is invited. It's a huge celebration.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
I'm pretty loyal.
NBA star Steph Curry is peeling back the curtain on a typically hidden Hollywood talent.
I even use the exact same body double. He doesn't even look like me. Hi, I'm Steph Curry.
His real name is Court Bivens. He's the Steph Curry you think you're seeing in all these shots. And he's been doubling as the NBA star for more than a decade.
Here we go.
A body double on set would basically act like the person. They'll wear all their clothes, have the same makeup, hairstyle.
And then they also put me in situations too that, of course, they're not going to put the franchise player in. They've almost drowned me before on set. I've almost fallen off a building before.
Steph Curry shared a behind-the-scenes look at Stand in Life with his body double, as well as the ones for actor Kevin Hart and WNBA star Asia Wilson at this Chase commercial shoot.
Stand in Life is a very underappreciated role. All the different cutaways you see of arms, limbs, back of head. I say that loosely because he's bald.
Of course, in Hollywood, there's a fix for that.
I said, when I talk, you do the movements, right? I said that.
But to really sell the illusion, body doubles have to nail the mannerisms.
Now listen, you listen to me.
After 11 years as Kevin Hart's stand-in and photo double, Leroy Tutt has got it down.
But Kevin works out a lot. He has really broad shoulders. So whenever I morph, everything comes in, and now I'm Kevin, and he uses his hands a lot when he talks. I have to furrow my eyebrows and like really get in here. And the moment I do this,
how am I use it in the edit if you don't do what I do?
That's when it kind of locks in.
Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Greetings, everyone. Gymnastics are not a part of the North American Indigenous Games, but one Regina group is working to someday make it a reality. Warrior Movement Athletics is working to get Indigenous children connected with the sport of gymnastics by offering a culturally grounded program, building confidence and healthy lifestyles for the next generation. These young learners are getting their first taste of gymnastics thanks to a new program intended to remove barriers and get Indigenous youth into the sport quicker. Chelsea Reset is the coordinator of Warrior Movement Athletics and knows firsthand the obstacles Indigenous athletes can face in gymnastics.
It was a little bit lonely. I mean, yeah, I had friends, but I kind of wanted to be among my peers, and gymnastics is a very expensive sport. So I know, not everybody can afford that.
Conversations with the Amazing Adventure Gym started 6 months ago. They created a layout of what the program hopes to accomplish, easing learners into the gym, getting kids active, and making the space fun.
It's such a great fundamental skill for any sport that you're doing. We are building, those strong fundamentals, and that can lead you into soccer, that can lead you into football, can lead you to anything, or just building a healthy lifestyle. I think it's just such an important sport to even put your feet into and just try.
Scotland Riel Eterno is instructing the first session, teaching how to land safely on the ground and getting students acquainted with the parallel bars and balance beam. For her, teaching in a supportive and positive manner equates to a better overall performance.
I think they can do a lot. I didn't expect them to be able to do as much things as they did, but they impressed me and they did really good.
Rosette started gymnastics at 2 years old, practicing and competing before coaching for 12 years. For her, this 8-week program is just a start, getting Indigenous children moving and interested in a sport which has given her so much, with the hope it will one day catch on in Indigenous communities.
We don't want to make them feel left out if they can't do a cartwheel. We want to help them with, the steps to get there. So basically, our first class is just a little get together and, help them have fun.
The youth program is supported by Gymnastics Saskatchewan.
If
you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle is brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
A World War II veteran is getting a long-awaited wish thanks to some high school students in Illinois.
Yeah, as Regina Waldrop reports, he had not one, but 6 prom dates.
Don't that look beautiful? For this special evening, Ray Spanova had not one, but 6 dates. The World War II veteran is at his first prom, more than 80 years after high school, at 100 years old.
I've had surprises, not like this. This is really a fantastic surprise. But it's amazing. These young people did it.
These next 3 songs are for Ray. We would love to have you out here on the dance floor. We got 2 more songs for Ray. Stay right there. We got 2 more songs.
He's the boogie woogie bugle while the company be a toot, a toot, a toot, toot.
So the students are from a service club at Mattia Valley High School, and they regularly visit Ray. And over the past few months, they've established a bond with him. And when they found out that he never had a prom, well, they decided to jump in and do something about it.
My heart goes out to these girls especially.
They put a lot of work into this. It was a project that was made like purely by passion.
We've known Ray for like a couple of months now, as we've been volunteering at Independence Village, and we've been helping the seniors with their technology. And Ray was like one of the most like outgoing, most like sociable people that we met. Like he started talking to us like right when we came in, and like he's just like, I feel like he really deserves this.
Have a great night, okay?
He always wanted to go to prom, so we're glad to give him this experience.
They are my prom date.
I feel like it's a great way to, like, you know, give back to his service.
I got my diploma in the service, but I never had a prom.
Ray's such an amazing person. He deserves it for all the service that he's done for our country.
I'm so grateful for this opportunity and that I'm able to meet such a wonderful man like him.
I've just learned to like be more like grateful for the moments.
It's amazing. He got a fresh haircut. He is donning flowers that were donated.
Just blessed to have them understand the importance of doing something small like this.
You heard a lot of bad things about teenagers. Well, here's the good things about them.
But if you don't care a feather or a fig.
So much.
I love that, yeah.
Right? 6 dates.
I had 2.
Impressive.
I had 2 prom dates, but he has me beat.
A lot of corsages. You have to get a big car, right? My goodness. Here is a chance to see the art in the Sistine Chapel up close. This immersive experience is in London. It's a whole new way to enjoy Michelangelo's masterpiece. The only way to see the art from this perspective is to climb up some scaffolding at the chapel itself. So, can't get to London? No problem. The exhibition is planning a run in Montreal, and there are flights running from both Saskatoon and Regina once a week to Montreal now.
Okay.
If you're interested, there you go.
Montreal is a great city. You can go and enjoy this right from the comfort of Canada.
I've seen the real
Lots
thing,
of
and
culture.
it is spectacular, the Sistine Chapel.
Okay, humble brag.
My honeymoon. Let's talk about your cruise some more.
All right, moving on. International sculptors are in a small seaside town in Denmark for its 15th annual Sand Sculpture Festival. Daryl's probably been there. Of
course.
More than 60,000 visitors are expected to come and check out the creations. This year's sand art is all inspired by the Middle Ages. It includes knights, blacksmiths, princesses, and more. The durability of these creations is key because while they're being made now, they're expected to stand until October.
I take one vacation a year and you're all over me. I'm here every day. Oh, goodness. Jeremy, this one seems right up your alley.
All right, this has to do with the Transformers. 40 years after it first came out, they are coming back.
Okay. Well, the dust was really thick.
Hey, Cup, don't you think we have better things to do now than tell old stories?
This was a huge deal in 1984 when this movie hit theaters, and they're celebrating the 40th anniversary. A couple years late, I guess, but hey, who cares? September 17th, it's coming back to theaters, and it will be in 4K. What a movie that was as a kid. Whew.
Oh, baby. Time for us to transform into people who have naps, so we'll see you later.
Ha!